I have inventory sitting in the back of my van that's from 2.5 months ago. I send my buy lists the day that I create them, and as you can see, February 5th and 11th were when I last sent them, and it's April 26th. So today I'm going to be doing a shipment, and that's going to be actually a separate video because not only do I want to do this shipment, but I want to see, I probably shouldn't want to see this, but I want to see how much money I have left on the table by leaving this in the back of my van for 2.5 months. Gotta move the hobby that I've recently really taken up for a second. We have inventory down here, bags flying everywhere, and up here from I think a Ross, a little bit, a couple Walmarts, and a couple Academies, but honestly I don't remember. It's been so freaking long, and all of it's already in Inventory Lab. A part of me really doesn't want to make this video because I feel like I'm gonna be pretty sad at what the results are. However, a part of me also feels a little optimistic because I seem to always have this relentless optimism that things are going to go well for some reason, and I'm not sure if that's warranted in this case, but if you've been selling on Amazon for a while, you know that a lot of times there are price tankers who come onto listings, especially ones where there is a lot of competition. And when you do retail arbitrage, that oftentimes happens when there are big sales and things get to stores like Ross and Marshalls, because then there will be a lot of inventory available, a lot of supply, and now there are way more sellers on the listings, even though the demand is probably the same, so the price tends to tank. So I'm thinking that that's what happens here. However, there is also a second possibility that because I've waited so freaking long, the price might have gone back up to where it would be very profitable again, or at least the same amount of profitable. So I'm interested to see what actually happens. How we're going to check that is I already have the batch open in Inventory Lab. I think there's actually one more that I need to add. Yeah, I have this Walmart one that I need to process. And so I'm adding another buy list, the last buy list, purchase date, expiration. Oh yeah, this expiration date is coming up here pretty fast. So I'm glad I'm getting it shipped in now. I think I need it to be 6 months good. So I'm gonna validate that on Amazon. And I have the list prices for all of these at what I was going to send them in as the list price, which is what I think that I would get for them. Oh, and now it says I'm gated in this one. Let's see if I can get ungated in it real fast. If we go into Seller Central, up here into Inventory, add a product, we can actually search, in this case, just the ASIN, and it says that I'm gated. I'm going to select a condition new, apply to sell it. I might get ungated in it automatically, but it looks like they might have recently gated it because I wasn't gated in it when I picked it up from Walmart. Yeah, congratulations, your application has been approved. So all I have to do now is go back over into inventory, reload that page, and re-add it. Amazon should validate it now, and I should be able to sell it. And so now, here's what we're looking at. We have $1,204.29 of buy cost, $1,302.70 of net profit. I'm going to open up a new Google Sheet. How much I'm a loser. Total buy cost, total net profit, 1204, 1302.70. The buy cost is going to stay the same. The net profit, though, I think is going to go down. But real quick, though, I'm going to make a guess. Because I'm at like 105% return on investment, 110 almost, I'm going to guess that it drops it down to all the way to 80%, honestly. What is that, $960 is what I think is going to be the net profit. I hope I'm wrong. I hope some of these prices went up because there's less competition on the listing, but my guess is $960 of net profit. I hope that I'm very wrong, but I'm going to go through this whole process and hopefully not drop below that $1,000 net profit mark. I'm only going to show you with a couple of them, and we'll actually just use this first thing that I just added to this buy list. And here's what we're going to look for, because right now, if I go into edit, we can see that I have the purchase price of $7.36. That's what I bought it for. My list price was $14.95, and so I'd expect to get a $5 profit, and that's based on what I saw on the listing when I picked it up. Now we can see that $14.95 is way above all of these new prices, but there aren't any FBA offers. The original list price is $19.99, so what I'm going to do is go to Keepa real quick, because I have that logged in here, and I can look to see what the Keepa graph shows. So it looks like this new price was $14.75, and the buy box seems to always be hovering at $14.95, sometimes coming down to $12. It looks like the new price, $4.96? Whose price is that? I don't know, but the buy box seems to be at that $14.95 just consistently. So I'm actually going to keep that one at this price. Luckily, not missing out on anything. There are a lot of new offers. I don't think there are a lot of FBA offers, though. New FBA, yeah. There are some FBA offers, looks like at $12.90, I guess. Even though it's not showing over here, that means they might not be in stock. So I'm going to keep mine at $14.95, and I'm going to use conditional repricing on Be Cool, which I'm going to set up probably in another video that I have to shoot here soon. And so this is one where, luckily, my profit amount isn't going to change. So that should be fine. But if I get something that isn't going to sell, I'll return it so I can take off the buy cost as well as the net profit. But my guess is there are going to be a lot of items that I think would sell for more that aren't going to get those prices. Well, hopefully I won't show you a lot of those, but I'm going to go through, I think I have 70 something items, so it's going to take a while to get through all of this to see whether or not it's all as profitable as I thought. Oh no. First one that I open after this has Amazon on the listing now, $40. At that price, I'm already down to 37% ROI if I compete with Amazon. Buy box is at $39.99. It was all the way up here. This is something that I definitely should have sent in. I literally made a video about this product before and was like, oh, I don't think it's gonna be good to send in. And then it turned out it was, and then I didn't send it in, and now it's $39.99, and I don't anticipate it going much higher than that, but they have 430 of them in stock. One other thing that we can look at here on Keepa, if you didn't know, is you can go to data and then buy box statistic, and when it pulls it up you can see who gets the buy box. So it does look like the buy box gets shared a lot, $40, $50, so it looks like the buy box has been rotating a decent bit over the past 30 days between these prices. So I'm just gonna stick it at $49.99 and hope that I get some sales. So that's not terrible, but that is going to lower the profit by a decent bit because I was at 57. Yikes. Save. How much does that drop it by already? 48 bucks already off the jump. Boom, gone. This is why you send in stuff early. Ooh, this is nice. Everyone's off this listing now, so I can actually get full price. And it's coming towards summer, and a lot of these are summer clothes that I bought in February that I guess most of them sold out. Amazon's a little bit lower on this one though. Dang. But a lot of them are way higher prices than they were. Not way higher, but a little bit. Oh, hey there. Don't know why this one is selling for $53, but if it's actually selling up there, I'll freaking sell it there. Yeah, guess it is. Sick. Uh-oh. I think one of these doesn't have a listing anymore. Maybe two. Ooh, maybe that brand. That's the same brand. Maybe that brand isn't on Amazon anymore. That might affect some things, but... Very interesting. Not what I expected, but actually makes me very happy about a couple different things. Let's chat about what ended up happening overall. Oh no. So ended up with the same amount of SKUs. Luckily didn't have anything that I needed to not send into the shipment. There were only 3 different things that because of price drops fell out of where I'm comfortable. They fell right around or below 20% return on investment, and I like now to be at about 35%. If I was sticking to that 50%, which is how I sourced all this and how I really prefer to be, because obviously higher ROI is better, I would probably have another 10 or 20 things out of that 77 that came down, but most of them are still above 45%. The majority of it is still 50 to 100%, if not more, which is actually really cool. That leads us to where our totals turned out, because I did get one thing wrong. You'll notice that our buy cost actually did change. It's only $11.89.26 now instead of $12.04.29. That's because I had one product that I accidentally put the cost for the sale price and the sale price for the cost. So I said that my cost was $20 and it was going to sell for $4.97. Luckily, I was able to catch that and switch it out because that would have been a costly mistake. But even after all of these changes, the net profit, instead of my guess being $960, only dropped to $1,241.46, which is way more than I thought it was going to be. And that's because there were a lot of items that actually I was able to raise the price on. It's kind of interesting as I was going through, it would seem like there'd be stretches where I would drop prices on a bunch of stuff because either Amazon got on the listing or the price just dropped. But there were equally as many things that I just kept the prices on that they didn't change at all. Honestly, this situation makes me very happy with how I source because it shows me that I'm doing stuff in an evergreen way. I'm not like buying seasonal stuff. I'm not hoping on really high prices, but I'm just buying stuff that are good products that are going to sell, and everything that I looked at should sell within the next month or two after I get it into Amazon. But only dropping $60 of net profit after not sending in my inventory for 3 months is not bad. But that honestly doesn't tell you the whole picture. And I just cannot have nice things because these all get bent up in this van. And the reason that it's not as simple as that is because of one important concept, which is opportunity cost. If I only missed out on $60 because of this, I would be ecstatic right now, but I'm still relatively disappointed in myself because I didn't work over these past 3 months on my Amazon business. And we can actually calculate what this opportunity cost could be based on some real life numbers and some conservative estimates on those to see how much I lost. The way that we can do this too, we can honestly just assume I'm only playing with that money that I spent on that inventory. And so to make these numbers rounder, we'll just say it's a $1,200 buy cost. We know it's a little bit less than that. And we'll use that $1,300 profit number, even though we know it's about $1,350. Okay, so here's what we can do with all this information. Because we know that Amazon can turn over in a month's period about a 35% return on investment over and over and over again, but we want to be a little conservative, I like to normally assume that 80% of the stuff that I send in initially, or 80% of the value of it, so the value of the potential net profit, is what's going to sell within about the first month if I source well. So instead of 35%, to be even more conservative than that, we'll say 25% month over month ROI. I don't think that's how you do month over month, but we're just going to call it that. And so if we were to assume that this $1,300 times 80%, because we're not trying to be too crazy about it, we'll just say $1,000 is what I'm able to actually get in terms of net profit after all the numbers shake out. But we're at $1,000. Since I didn't work for 3 months, that $1,000 turns into $1,250, which then turns into I need to actually get a calculator out. 1,250 times 1.25. $1,562. So not only did I miss out on the $60 of profit because prices dropped, but even if we assume a pretty big price drop, that money should right now actually be $1,562.50, which should actually be cash in my pocket instead of right now only being $1,240 of projected profit, which actually is probably only $1,000. So I'm probably, instead of out $60, out $560. Actually, this number is even a little more conservative, because if we actually think about it, it's not just the $1,000 that gets compounded, but after we get that $1,000, turn it into $1,250, we have to add back in the $1,200 buy cost there. So we actually do $2,450 times 1.25 and then subtract out the initial $1,200 buy cost, because not only does our profit get compounded, but also our buy cost gets compounded. I know I'm getting super nerdy, but I really like number stuff. So $2,450 times 1.25 minus 1,200, so it's actually more like 1,862 instead of 1,562. So I actually missed out on another like $800, which is a lot more than the $500. So if miraculously there is someone else out there who happens to have an Amazon shipment not doing that in the back of their van, but sitting in the back of their van for a very long time, or in the middle of your house because you don't get your Amazon stuff sent in, ship it in. You're missing out on money. You're only going to make money on Amazon by shipping stuff in. It's a good reminder of myself for the future as well as for right now, because I'm literally about to record the video of myself shipping that in. Unfortunate, but that's what happens. If you want to watch me buy all that inventory, check out this video over here. If you want to watch a shipment video, subscribe for that, or watch it here if it's already out. I don't know when I'm putting these videos out. See you then.